All right, let's jump into some magic, huh? Mardu Pact. We got Demonic Pact here. The beginning of your upkeep, choose one that hasn't been chosen. Demonic Pact deals 4 damage to any target and you gain 4 life. Target opponent discards 2 cards. You draw 2 cards, you lose the game. So we're playing Demonic Pact along with Gideon of the Trials, which is bottom 0 here says you get an emblem with as long as you control a Gideon Planeswalker, you can't lose the game and your opponents can't win the game. So the basic idea is you curve Gideon into Demonic Pact, and then Demonic Pact's bottom ability can't impact you. We've got a control shell outside of that, things like Wrath of God, Anger of the Gods, Bonecrusher Giant, Thoughtseize. We're trying out some Glorybringers here at the top end of the curve. Last time we played Rekindling Phoenix, and it was okay, but I wanted something that was a little bit more controlling. Robin Cruza, thank you for the 17 months. And Justiper, to get one more time out for the mods before I waffle it. Thank you for the very generous tier 2 and the entire year of support. We also have some other cheeky cards that pair well with Gideon. We've got some Chance for Glory here and Glorious End, which is really adorable with Gideon. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games here with this and see how it goes. Last time we actually managed to win a number of games with this, so hopefully we can have an okay set with it here again today. The black-white removal spell. That's an interesting thought. Maybe that could be okay. The commentary for the Mythic Invitational has been stellar. The actual mechanical production of it has been rough. Howdy! Thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. Chain RNX. I saw some people using the schedule command, as the stream title says there. My schedule is going to be updated moving forward. As many of you know, we are currently in a global pandemic, which has my children, like many children, remote learning. And my wife's back to work, so I need to adjust my schedule a little bit for family reasons. Appreciate the folks that understand that. Mup, thanks for the year and a half. I appreciate that. Welcome back. So my new normal slot going forward is going to be this earlier segment, and then I'm also going to be live in the evening. So I was live for like 3.5 hours last night. So I'm going to be trying a split schedule. I do a few hours in the morning and a few hours in the evening. Hopefully, let a little bit wider range of people catch me live. For the time being, people who are just Magic fans, you're not into Runeterra or the variety stuff I've been doing, the evening streams are mostly going to be Runeterra and variety stuff until the next Magic set drops. When the next Magic set drops, I'll probably add some Magic in the evenings. I'll definitely add some Magic in the evenings. Alistair Stone, thank you for the entire year of support. Let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Thanks for keeping me around. So, the decision to play or draw in Magic is one that's basically, it's a silly question to ask. It's basically always competitively optimal to choose to play in Magic. In fact, one of my complaints about Magic as a game is that it's a game that's a very play-draw skewed. So, being on the play tends to be an incredible advantage in Magic because of the tempo boost that you gain from it. So you draw an extra card when you go second, but that extra card, generally speaking, does not make up for the amount of tempo you have extra being on the play. I think I like killing Skirt Prospector here. Even though they can Mux us next turn off a Phyrexian Tower, I think this means we're slightly less likely to die, maybe. The real Dr. Destroyer, thanks for the 14 months. Welcome back. What time is it over there? It is currently 8:43 a.m. So I just went live. I did not end up getting the NPC to attack me last night. We ended up poking at some other quests. So I think I'm going to go ahead and leave Bonecrusher Giant up. We're going to go ahead and do this and hope they don't have another Muxus. per video. I'll just share that one on the actual stream. But yeah, feel free to post things like this in chat. That's great. The Trumpkin, orange on the outside, hollow on the inside, and should be thrown out in November. God bless. I'm gonna go ahead and kill the War Chief in response here, because this gives Krenko haste. So I'd prefer Krenko not make goblins here. Alright, so I think I'm just Demonic Pacting. This will be able to deal 4 to Krenko next turn, so they get to make some gobbos here. That's a little unfortunate that they have haste and they're bigger now. They're going to crack us for 6. Ace isn't too bad. So they hit us for 6. We get to kill Krenko and go back to 18. Oh, I don't gain life because Phyrexian Tower exists, right? Hey, thanks for the 3/4 of your Alicane. Welcome back. Maybe I should have held the Savai Triome last turn. I don't know. I really wanted to be able to Bonecrusher Giant and Mastermind's acquisition this turn. So Mastermind's acquisition is largely here as a way to get more Gideon to the trials. So that way you have this more consistently to pair with your Demonic Pact. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Giant dragons blowing through ya. Ring Tangy, thank you for the 27 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Abrade sounds great as cheap spot removal. Grafdigger's Cage is stellar. Gideon Blackblade gets attacked down here. That's mostly an extra Gideon for the control matchup, so I have an extra one in the sideboard. What do I want to trim? The draw, Thoughtseize might be a bit of a trap. I'm gonna get rid of those. So, like, it's nice to tag a Muxus or a Krenko, but they frequently empty their hand quickly, and spending both life and mana to not impact the board tends to be a tough sell in this matchup, I think. I'm gonna trim a Chance for Glory here too, I think. That remind. Oh, this is great. Grafdigger's Cage sounds lovely. I don't think there's any reason to... I don't think there's any reason to shock in to play this on one, so we're just going to do this in pass. I think we're just playing him out as a blocker, huh? I sort of like stem the bleeding until I can't stomp these because they can sacrifice the one I'm stomping in response. If they sacrifice it, he doesn't go on an adventure. So this body will hopefully like blunt most of their blow until I can get Glorybringer going. Yes, if you'd like my commentary on the Mythic Invitational, I'd encourage you to check out my Twitter account. There's a lot of good tweets up there. Both positive, negative, and some that are just straight amusing. Ken Joe, thank you for the 19 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping around. Climbing on up the ladder. Do 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 do. Hey, Hank Utah. Well, thanks for keeping me here. I really appreciate the Prime support. I wouldn't be here without folks like you. Glad you're staying safe out there. Alright, hopefully this is a matchup where Anger of the Gods has a text box. The opponent plays like, you know, a Breeding Pool or a Hallowed Fountain on one. This hand's going to be real sad. Which is Oven. Anger's fine here. Like, not amazing against Oven, but okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and hold the second Triome here, because if I end up... I don't need the color fixing from it with the Clifftop Retreat. If we end up drawing another land or two here, I'm going to be happy to cycle it. Feel free to post your Twitter link in chat, Nookmage, and I will unblock you. Occasionally on Twitter, I do what is referred to as chain blocking, in that if someone tweets something I find especially obnoxious at me, instead of responding to them, never respond to them, chat. I block them, and then I block the people that like the post that I found obnoxious as well, which occasionally tags people who have stray thumbs when scrolling on mobile. Hey, thanks for the 49 months, Squishy. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Let's lead on Thoughtseize here and get a lay of the land, see if we want to anger this turn. Probably. I don't think I want a Demonic Pact this turn. That's a Dreadhorde Butcher. I have Dub's Anger here. Yeah, I think I take the Dreadhorde Butcher because it pressures my life total the most. I'm going to go ahead and Anger the Gods now before they can get this down and draw extra cards with Midnight Reaper. So they get to draw a card here thanks to the Oven, but I think it's definitely right to clear this out before it generates too much card advantage for them. Hey, Ghetto Gelato, thank you for the 17 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Corrected, Nook. And I think we just anger again here, right? Actually, Wrath of God's more resource efficient. I guess the downside is Anger can't kill this when they escape it. Nice, Reach Quit. Yeah, the Diana Vidic is sweet. I'm pretty sure that's going to be in my lineup for the Runeterra tournament at the end of the month. So, they'll sack this, they'll sack the cat, they'll sack the Woe Strider to the Oven. This will go away, at least we keep the board clear. Are we Mardu sweepers? Yeah, basically. That's the game plan, to stay alive while we do Demonic Pact things. I like that they have... Oh, this is game 1. I'm going to say they have claim in post-board, but this is game 1. So they're 2 cards away from escaping Woe Strider. we start here? The really awkward part, like, this card is just so good against so many cards that are typically good against aggro. Just the fact that, like, we can't kill their things and gain life is just so huge. Just Pert, thanks for the tip, I appreciate it. Load my dashboard up this morning. Get the old refresh after the wake up. Last timeout completed, ready for the sword and shield. All right, Justin Pert, I need you to poke your head up in chat so I can grab your exact username. Can I scroll back? No, I got it. I got it. Nailed it. Do you do build-arounds, Runeterra? I do. And build-around costs are actually just the same as normal deck submissions for both Arena and Runeterra. Since I upped the base price, I didn't up the build-around price. Hey, I guess we do this. So they get to loop the cat twice at end of turn, which puts me to 7. They get to attack to put me to 5, and they can loop again to put me to 3. It does. So yeah, so my play this turn actually is going to be deal 4 to your dome. So that way we can buffer our life total a little bit at least. They're floating Blackbird. They plan to like sack a cat and return Woe Rider. They could like claim their own cat to get the 5th card into here. Escaping Woe Rider here really doesn't seem very... Oh, am I dead? Oh, they can claim they have 6 mana. They can escape Woe Rider and claim it? Yeah, that's lethal. Woof. Alright, so you get to bring in a Abrade to deal with ovens. Intervention sounds good. Grafdigger's Cage is stellar. Again, Thoughtseize not great here. Want cards that play to the board. Trimming Gideon Blackblade. I think trimming some Bonecrusher Giants probably fine too, honestly. It's just not stellar against their ovens. Maybe I want it to keep some removal on. Yeah, I got plenty of removal. Let's do it. This is a bottle. Thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, I could have played around that by Thoughtseizing the claim. We're still in a pretty bad spot and probably don't win from there, but could have at least not died that turn. Oh, I'd like to give an extra shout out to the new followers we picked up during my evening stream last night, by the way. We hit 69,000 followers on the channel. It's a good solid number. I don't think I'm one for wanting anger here. I think we're just land passing. Wow, super punished. That's at least Chad here lets me stonewall this Dreadhorde Butcher for the time being. Am I considering playing Skyrim on stream? Nah, not anytime soon. If you want to watch me play Skyrim, if you scroll back on my YouTube channel, there is a playlist of a Skyrim playthrough with a Kaiji. But I'm expecting Morrowind to last another month at least. So it's a good one. Okay, so I think we Chad the Butcher again, and then we Dargon the Kite Sail freebooter. I think playing Cage main deck without a way to loot it away is probably a bad idea. But you do you. If the format's at a point where main deck Cage is reasonable, which it might be, I'd probably rather just play a different formatter game. I actually never really got into Oblivion. As someone who grew up on Morrowind, it was just too different. Like, they changed the level up system, they changed how classes work, just never got into it. Yeah, I love hosting little people. It's great. Spread the love around. So I assume they're going to activate Priest in response here and draw 3 cards. I felt like Oblivion was the worst parts of Morrowind and Skyrim. Yeah, I enjoyed Skyrim. I also came back to it later though. Like when Oblivion came out, I was still what year did Oblivion come out? Can someone give me a year? I feel like I was still in college and like remembered enough of Morrowind that it felt awkward. 2006. So yeah, 2006 I was 15. Yeah, so just getting ready to start undergrad. Yeah, like Oblivion came out and like I had played Morrowind recently enough that I really didn't care for the changes that they made. So, kind of out of gas at this point, but I've got Gideon in play, and I've got Demonic Pact in play, so we've got some gas coming up here. It was my birthday, January. Mastermind's acquisition. Feeling kind of dead. We just hit Diamond 2, right? So this is a freebie. This, unfortunately, cannot get a sweeper and cast it. I guess we do this, and then we dig for anger here.
You'll have to get through me first.
And then plan to do this next turn if we don't get Thoughtseize or Kite Sail freebooter. Yeah, it's funny. We're actually talking about that with Morrowind last night. Morrowind doesn't scale opponents' levels, which makes gameplay feel weird in some instances, but I think makes it feel better in some others as well, like especially in terms of like realism. Okay, so they're doing this. I assume we're killing Gideon here. Yep.
I have let all of you down.
Feels magic, man. Yeah, being able to mouse over cards is huge. That is not the third Anger of the Gods I wanted for Christmas. Yeah, you really shouldn't farm dungeons and raid 30 digits until you can farm 16 to avoid that. So, like, if you're trying to do the Spider Tournament, I'd advise against that, and I'd rank up your other teams. And try and get a team that can farm higher. I don't know. I feel like I could stand the sacrifice decks being marginally worse. I think at a minimum, Claim the Firstborn should probably go. Another thought that we probably need to float for community discussion is if Wizards of the Coast decides they think Historic is fine as is, should we ban Muxus and Uro from the next Hoaglandia Open? If we do for the next Historic, obviously not the Standard Open coming up. The Standard Open is going to be stock standard right after rotation. But the next time we do a Historic Open in October, that's true. The last time we banned cards from an open, Wizards added them to their official ban list, so.
Defend yourself. Let's finish this.
Pie Guy, thanks for the 27 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, putting it as a poll question on the next Hoaglandia on the October sub poll is probably a good idea. Well, those are magic cards. So we have 2 dead cards in our hand. I think I'm just taking Teferi because it filters since they have dead cards too. If we're lucky, they'll just never draw another land and we'll kill them in 4 turns with Gideon. This actually makes our clock a turn faster here, which is funny.
There with me.
And then I think I actually just play a 4/4 here, or 4/3. All right, so they're playing a Sultai Control ramp deck. Sweepers are not great. Duress seems good. Pact of Negation is fine. Extra Gideon sounds good. Chandra's great. It's actually pretty clean in and out. Yeah, I feel like we'd probably need to ban something from the sack deck too, which is probably Claim the Firstborn. I feel like I'd wanna feel like it would be wrong to not touch that archetype as well. Ramp control, did you mean mid-range? Clippy pops up. I see you've labeled this ramp control. Did you mean mid-range? This hand's great. Sorry, I'm making a meme, chat. Maybe I should make the memes live on stream. I'll tweet them. Thoughtseize, my Thoughtseize. We're a real non-rotating format, chat, and it's excellent. For people that need magic beams in their lives. Oh, Clippy. Things the Zoomers will never understand. Things the Zoomers just won't get. That's definitely a millennial meme, yep. So I think am I stomping their dome here? I've got 2 of them. Let's see, they'll probably take a Gideon. Yeah, so since they took Gideon here, I'm definitely just stomping their face and then casting Bonecrusher as a 4/3 next turn. The problem here is they're at 4 cards in their bin. This is 5, so they're probably escaping Uro next turn. And then there's a good chance I can no longer win. I guess I have... If Uro comes down in 2 turns... Okay, so this is good for us. So the Uro's not happening this turn. So in 2 turns, I can maybe Glorybringer plus Bonecrusher it. I started my Invisalign yesterday, and I've got to say, I now have a personal vendetta against rubber bands. Why is that? Did you have like a normal braces before that makes you hate rubber bands, or because Invisalign doesn't involve rubber bands? Excuse me, I have an early Zoomer and I remember Clippy. Apologies. So this Uro is just gonna gain them another casual 6 and draw them 2 more cards. Start by attacking with this and see if they block. Unsurprising. I think we do this now. And we can pair 4 plus 2 on this. Speaking of Zoomers, a few days ago when someone asked what the Scotty doesn't know reference was, it made me old.
Look at how big this girl is.
Good morning, Peely Lynn.
I'm one-handing her and she's holding herself up.
You got your head up? You got good head control there, little miss? Can you say hi to the internet? Hi, internet. Alright, let's not choose lose the game. So we're going to go ahead and Demonic Pact this for 4. And then the question is, do I stomp it for the other 2, or do I Glorybringer it for the other 2 so I can kill the Teferi? I probably want to kill the Teferi, right? Although I guess if I kill the Teferi this turn... Oh, they're going to get to re-escape this next turn regardless, right?
Haley's a Zoomer.
Well, if he phases out... Oh, the Teferi will phase out the Glorybringer before it can kill the Uro. Good point. No, apparently we call the children Generation Alpha.
But that person said Zoomers were born literally yesterday.
No, Zoomers stopped at a certain point.
Let me lead the charge into darkness.
Is your hand
You're
yummy?
the alpha dog.
Give this lifelink.
Alpha werewolf.
I will lend you my strength.
Touch generation.
So they'll loot with this here, so it's going to go up to 5. It doesn't die, but at least it can't phase anything else out of time.
They don't have a sword. Don't trust them.
Respect your elders.
They haven't been around long enough to know how this works. You can't spout false facts in the chat.
Head control. Head control. How we doing? What do you think?
Honey, Twitch chat's misleading me.
Their job. Somebody went on the internet and lied? What kind of monster would do that? Are those hands yummy? I hear you munching. Munch, munch, munch. Alright. I think we're supposed to draw 2 here. I feel like I need to find the answer to this Uro. How many kids does that make? She is the 3rd.
But she's my 4th because Jeff's.
I was gonna say, you got something you need to tell me about? Alright, so Gideon can make something indestructible. So I think we plus Chad on the Bonecrusher Giant.
Your light will cleave the
Chat, don't
dark.
act like you didn't know Jeffrey's basically a child.
Then let's send both of these at Teferi to start. Hey, Niascens, thanks for the 8 months. I appreciate the 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. So they'll get another loot in here, but then the Planeswalker will hopefully die. These are both indestructible. So as they can have some kind of exile removal here, like Eat to Extinction or Vraska's Contempt, but it's pretty unlikely. The chat thinks you're cute. I think they're right. Twitch chat's not right often, but when they are, they are. Alright, so I think we're just using Acquisition to go fetch a Chad here, our other Chad, so that way we can get our emblem to not die to this and use the Glorious End. Unfortunate that Gideon dies and they draw another card. We're like kind of treading water here, but the opponent just has 5 cards in hand
Curse the darkness.
because of Uro making things a little rough.
She's so content being there with you.
I like the sound of my voice.
And she likes the colors on the screen. Although this is not as colorful as the other game.
What do you think, Kaylee? Do you prefer the Runeterra colors or the Magic colors? Runeterra is sparklier. It's brighter in general, too. Magic's Rune's kind of a dark game. Well, poop. I think we're gonna die to our pack, chat. Got one shot here. It has to be exactly Gideon. Well, you know, hashtag sometimes lucky. Counterspell. Dang it, Bobby. Dang it, Bobby. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody. End the turn. You didn't negate my spell. I negated my spell.
Daddy lost. Loser, loser, loser.
Your mommy's so mean. Go back upstairs with her.
You're exiling her because I'm mean?
I love you, baby girl. I think I'm happy with how we boarded. I don't think this is...
Are you? Is this like a timeout?
Kind of, yeah. I don't think I'm supposed to board in Cage in this matchup. Gosh, maybe it's better than some Bonecrusher Giant. We'll split the difference there. Uro's pretty obnoxious. It was in the original submission panda and I didn't cut it. It's theoretically fine against miscellaneous combo decks, but with Field of the Dead banned, there isn't really like a specific deck that card really targets in the format anymore, no. Go ahead and just do this now and take their Lily on us. That way they can't peel a Thoughtseize and take my Thoughtseize. Maybe I should have taken this instead of their Growth Spiral. It kills Gideon. Resource variance is fun and engaging. It's definitely something. Really genuinely, like, speaking of resource variance, genuinely looking forward to Zendikar introducing spell lands. Those are a much needed feature that should hopefully make Magic a better game. They also, like, really piss off the Magic Boomers, so that's just, like, a net added positive. Pretty sure we just stomp here. Yeah, the new dual lands are great too. Big agree on that.
Try getting through me. Well played. Let's do this.
Oh, I should have played Blood Crypt there, right? Because if I draw Anger, I have to shock to play it now. Should all spells have a flip land option? Yes, but they won't. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Take my hand. We'll die to this pact, I swear. Oh. Be-dee-dee-hoo.
You face will only hurt. You should quit now.
Nailed it. Let's get that pesky you lose the game out of the way there. Yeah, I'm gonna play this or draw 2 more cards next turn. You don't even get a wub-wub, it's sad, yep. Again, for people that haven't seen this deck, I think we're supposed to prioritize losing the game this turn while we have Gideon, because if they kill Gideon...
Try getting through me. Together we can banish evil from this plane.
They kill our Gideon, we could lose the game to that later. Now we don't have to worry about losing to our Pact. First neighbor NA. I said that one already. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Muxus brings all the goblins to the yard, and they're like, "You're dead right now." Damn right. We're dead right now. He's the grandee. Do 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 do. Beep 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 do 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 do. Beep beep do 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 do. Do 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 do. All right, how many days until the set release? So I have to play Historic for 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I have five more days of needing to play Historic, and then I can be done.
I'm sorry, Dirty. I don't think so.
They forgot to kill Gideon. Oh, Goblin players. Oh, Goblins players.
Retreat.
Maybe they were short. It doesn't matter. They're probably short. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't count. Hey, Camwell, thanks for the entire year. I watch Magic to see if it's worth it to come back and ruin Terra for the quality of games. Ain't that the truth? You are not alone in those feelings. The damage wrench on the 2-2 made them short. Oh, right, that was bubbled, right? It's a good call. Probably not keepable against Goblins, huh? Okay, yep. Bottom the chance for glory. Keep Bonecrusher Anger. Yeah, Stomp can't be prevented, so he can step on Gideon all he wants, chat. Don't you judge Gideon. Gideon likes being stepped on. You kink shame Gideon on my channel, chat. Think we just do this? even if they Cranko me next turn, that's still only like 7 or so damage, and then we can anger to clean them up. It's 6 actually, 3 and 3. Sick. Gideon for that. Opponent's got 5 cards in hand. I think we take 2 of them away here. And then I think we stomp plus deploy a blocker here. And then we have 2 more triggers on this, so 1 more trigger and then lose the game. So next turn we'll be able to Gideon, Emblem. I suppose if they can burn out Gideon here, we die. Maybe I'm supposed to do this ahead of time so I can try and lose the game with a turn to spare. Definitely leaving this back to block in case of haste threats. Exceed Gaming, thank you for the quarter of a year. I really appreciate that very generous tier 3 resub. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, I think it's unlikely that they can burn this out. Happy that we sideboarded. Let's run it back. You know, honestly, there's been a lot of discussion in the last few leagues that we've played, like, is it a main deck Grafdigger's Cage format? And while I don't think I'd advocate for main decking Grafdigger's Cage, I do think until Wizards updates their ban list, it's probably a 4 sideboard Grafdigger's Cage format. I think is almost assuredly correct. If your deck is not negatively impacted by Grafdigger's Cage, you should probably be boarding 4 of them. Someone mentioned Godbarrow's Gift. I think I had an okay win rate yesterday at the Invitational. BT Dubs, Wizards of the Coast, and this is something, again, I actually haven't talked about this on stream because I forgot about it until someone brought up Godbarrow's Gift and I was thinking of win rates. So, something that's very peak Wizards of the Coast is that, so, the Invitational is being run through MTG Melee, and Magic Esports makes MTG Melee turn off the matchup win rate data on their website for the Magic Esports tournaments. Because rather than properly managing their format so there aren't things that are obnoxious or have offensive win rates, they have them just turn off the easy data access. Now, not only is that stupid to begin with, like, it's dumb to not just manage your formats and hide the data, but 2, especially in an instance like this, you can literally get the data manually. So, like, it's not even like they're hiding anything, they're just annoying the people that want access to it. So, like, they're intentionally acting in bad faith to try and hide their mistakes. It's very, very obnoxious and annoying. It really, in a lot of ways, highlights everything wrong about the people managing Magic formats. That, like, rather than do stuff and fix problems, they want to bury their head in the sand per usual. So, there hasn't been an official statement from Melee or Magic Esports saying that they made Melee hide the data. However, the matchup data on Melee is literally present on every event that isn't a Magic Esports event. So, I'd assume that that's not a coincidence. I'd assume the fact that that info is missing for the Mythic Championship and the Mythic Invitational is not a, oops, there was a site bug. MTG Melee is really good software written by capable people who want their product to be good. There's no way that's a site bug. Alright, Chad. Kind of surprised they didn't cycle Shark Typhoon here to try and hit a land drop last turn.
This ends now.
We did talk about the hot singles ad popping up midstream because Wizards is incapable of prioritizing making a spectator mode for their software.
You hold no power over me.
Read. Steam Plugger Boss, thank you for the 29 months of support. I really appreciate that. Welcome back. I'm back for the Winota emote. There is a Winota in jail emote, and it is excellent. Alright, I think we lead on Bonecrusher Giant rather than Glorybringer here because they have Heartless Act face up in their hand. Nice. Yeah, if you haven't subbed for a little bit, the September definitely gets you some dollars off. Yeah, I think that's what we're actually supposed to do here. I think it's 5 mana Thoughtseize is actually the play. Sure, but I agree with you, Bez, that the people who make decisions about formats aren't the same ones making the decisions regarding asking MTG Melee to hide data, but that, in and of itself, is a bigger indictment, in my opinion, because it speaks to the culture at Wizards of the Coast with how they approach their game across multiple facets, right? Like, it's not just the people balancing the formats that would rather ignore the information. It's also the people designing these events and the coverage for the events. gonna play Runeterra for the rest of the stream. Historic really hasn't been fun this morning. It's been an endless slew of Muxuses and Uros, and while we definitely won games of Magic, I'm not having fun. I don't have that many Historic decks left in the queue. In fact, I have one Historic deck left after today, so I was talking about 6 more days of Historic, but honestly, I might just take a few days off of Magic again and wait for the new set to drop. Historic right now has all the same problems that Standard does with these Uro ramp piles, and then also has issues with randomly getting combo killed, and it hasn't been interesting or engaging. It's super hostile to brewing. The banning Field of the Dead made this format markedly fundamentally worse, in my opinion. It still had some of those same problems when Field was legal, but the types of decks that these ramp decks are harder to beat now than when they had Field legal for brews. Yeah. Just not enjoying it.